Hey, welcome to Trap Souls. I'm here with the ghost investigators out of Pennsylvania. I have Keith and Steve here today. So, how you guys doing?
Great. Great, Ryan. Thanks.
Yeah, doing great, man. You?
I'm doing good, doing good. Getting a little over a little sickness here, so
Mm.
a little hoarse today, but that's Ohio weather for you. We talked a little bit before, not much. I don't like to talk too much before because I want to ask the questions as I go on. You asked me how long I've been doing this, so I'll go to you. How long have you been doing this?
Go for it. So as a team, we only started investigating together, I think, about 18 months ago. But we both were doing it separately for probably a decade or more.
Yeah, so combined 20 years easily.
Yeah,
So, is it just you two on your team then?
we have our third guy who is right behind the camera. His name's Brian, and he is our camera and the editor, but he is slowly becoming more a part of this team, and eventually he'll be the third one right here.
Okay.
Great guy, and he does wonders for us. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that you guys do some YouTube also. Obviously, you can follow them. Their YouTube is official Ghost Investigator GIs. So give them a follow on YouTube also. Also follow them on Facebook. Whoever's watching this right now. So, what got you into the paranormal?
For me, this is I never thought about the paranormal a day in my life, and this is the funniest story ever to me. My wife was we had just given birth to our second daughter, who's 15 now, and I did 20 years in the military, so I was gone a lot. So when I was home, I thought, man, like, how can I be the most helpful? So even when she would wake up in the middle of the night to nurse, I would like wake up just to scratch her back, just to feel like I was a part of it. And the only thing that's on at 2:00 in the morning at that time was Ghost Adventures. And so I started watching that from season one, and then I just watched it all the way through. And I started, over the seasons, I was like, man, I think I'm like actually into this. And then I got to go ghost hunting one time. And the first time I went, the guy told me just to bring a digital recorder, which I went and bought at Walmart myself. And we went to the basement of this house and we asked a couple questions. And when we played it back, there was a third voice and I was instantly hooked. Like, holy cow, this stuff is actually real. And so from there, yep.
And for me, I've always had an interest in the unknown, just mysteries, whether it be cryptozoology, UFOs, or paranormal. And I had three major experiences personally in my life. And the third one was so powering. My wife and daughter did not witness my experience, but they witnessed my reaction. And they were both extremely concerned. And it was about a day or two later, I asked my wife, I said, honey, do you mind if I explore the paranormal? And she said, after that experience, go for it. And I've never looked a day back. I just think there's so much out there that we don't know. And, it's our desire to try to provide the most compelling evidence. We're both extremely skeptical, but we push it out there a way where we're already thinking, okay, what are the arguments against our evidence going to be? And we're already loaded up and ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be skeptical in this field.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One of the things that we talk about almost every investigation is that even after doing this for this long, and now, to the point where we're filming it and trying to put it out there and trying to, be the honest team that really debunks half of our stuff, I still will talk to him and be like, I don't know that I'm 100% convinced that ghosts are real, even though I've seen some pretty crazy things that I can't explain. And I've heard crazy things. But then I also am saying, I'm not sure that it's, dead people. I don't know what it is. Because, we recently we've just been getting like a ton of negative responses.
Mm-hmm.
If it's people everywhere, I don't know why they all want me to die.
Yeah. But I think, Ryan, something else very special we do is because we're such healthy skeptics. If any of your viewers want to tune in to look at our Reynolds Mansion episode on YouTube, we believe we caught definitive proof of the stone tape theory by a figure that we captured on video in a particularly significant bedroom in the house. But besides that, as far as equipment, we try to go back old school as much as possible and not avoid or try to not stick with all the gimmicky new stuff that's out there. And on our Great Mishmash episode in the antique store, we definitively proved that REM pods can be set off with cell phones and walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
So that I know that's a theory that a lot of very skeptical paranormal investigators, they just jump right on it. But then the true skeptics will say, wait, that could have been interference from another device. And we proved it with 2 devices.
Yeah. I also just tell myself I'm not an electrical engineer. I don't actually know how these work. So I can't just see something light up and be like, that must be paranormal.
Yeah.
I mean, like the REM pod, they pretty much prove that a walkie-talkie will set that off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then you go into like TV shows or people showing evidence. People are all about the clicks, right? That's what a lot of people want. They want the clicks. So it's hard to believe somebody that's getting all these REM pod activities,
Exactly.
like nonstop. Like, I have a REM pod. It's gone off like 3 times in a year and a half.
Yes, we have. We use REM pods, but we only use REM pods in conjunction with another tool just to try to validate it. And I think the REM pod that I use, I brought it out every investigation for 18 months. And I think the first time it went off was 2 or 3 investigations ago in a movie theater. And I was almost shocked. Like, is that thing going off? But it actually just went off at Penhurst in a way that I can't debunk. I don't know what it was. It started off really, really slow. And but it was only the heat, like the little red light for the heat. So it was only the heat one, but it would just like beep, 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 beep. And then it started making this noise that I don't think any of us have ever heard.
Yeah.
And even when I started putting my hand like over the antenna, none of the other lights would go on. It was just freaking out. I can't explain that one.
Yeah.
So stone tape theory. I mean, I'm a little iffy about that still.
I was
conversation.
too. Yeah. So, all right, check this out, man. So I was pretty iffy about it too. Like, oh man, that stones can hold energy and replay it on the loop. However, we put a static camera in this bedroom, and this was supposed to be one of the most haunted bedrooms. And multiple times on the static camera, while we were not even on that floor, you would think that we were replaying the same thing over and over again, because this mist figure would manifest in the exact same way, in the exact same shape, in the exact same location, and it would take the exact same amount of steps forward, and then it would just disappear. And I kind of had to rethink what I thought on the stone tape theory. And if just for context, if you guys go to watch the Reynolds Mansion, that was the first time we had ever tried to film and edit something, and I have no idea how to edit it, or I had no idea how to edit at the time. So just know what you're getting into.
It's still a good episode, and Steve did great with it, and and I think for your viewers, Steve and I, we don't fake, embellish, sugarcoat anything. And if you see some of our episodes, you'll see on there where we actually say, well, we thought we captured something paranormal, but guess what? It wasn't. And even those that we have a little bit of a question about, we will say, hey, what do you guys think? We're not out there just to fake.
I'm not trying
anything.
to make you believe in the paranormal. I'm just showing you what I'm capturing, and you can make your own assumptions.
Yeah.
Right.
And we can throw our opinions in based upon our years of experience in this. But again, when it comes down to it, Ryan, there's no paranormal expert.
For sure.
There are paranormal or more experienced paranormal researchers. But my catchphrase, anybody interested in this and they talk to me, I say, if it's somebody investigating the paranormal and they claim this is the way you do it, turn around and walk away, because there's no written textbook. This is how you do it.
Yep.
And, one of our videos, we got some critiques on how we did the Estes method. And I'm like, okay, well, who says the Estes method, as everybody knows it, is the, why not change it up? Think outside of the box.
Yeah, my theory on this was the Estes method, which is, everyone knows what it is. But so we separated on separate floors, and then we used the walkie-talkies. But we didn't just use the walkie-talkies to relay the answers. We also threw the questions out there on the walkie-talkie. So I was just thinking, well, man, maybe if we just fill the entire space with these sound waves, then, maybe that will give them more energy. I had on noise canceling headphones, so I still couldn't hear what he was asking. But yeah, we got some hate on that. And all we were doing is just trying something new,
Yeah, we did that at the one house that we had. One guy in the bedroom on the second floor, one guy in the attic, and I was in the basement. I had Manny from Ghost Sisters on, and her sisters were in the living room. And we used StreamYard. So we all had our phones on us. And 3 of us were doing Estes method, and they were asking the questions. We couldn't hear them. So we were all on video, and they were asking the questions to us. I mean, but how did the Estes method come about? Someone had a spirit box, and they decided, let's push the envelope a little bit. Let's try something new.
Totally. Yep.
So you guys are doing the same thing.
Yeah, we did something for the first time. I'd never seen it done. I'm sure that it's been done, but we were in the Mishmash antique shop, and I don't know what made us try this, but all we did is we just took a cell phone, we called each other, we put it on speakerphone, and I went and I set it on the second floor, and then we went outside with the other phone, and we were asking questions, and we were getting legit audible answers back on our end, and that was insane.
Yeah,
not maybe answers like, can we come back in there? No.
Yeah, extremely intelligent.
Yeah.
And, that's what we go for. Stone tape it is cool. With us being recently at Pennhurst again, I personally believe the majority of the activity at Pennhurst is residual because I set up 2 investigations ago, several years ago. I set up EVRs, cameras. Devon Hall was the most popular one for what I captured. And literally, Ryan, I mean, I picked up it sounded like people chained to metal heat registers, chains banging, doors slamming. I had my video camera right there, and it picked up nothing. So that's the stuff that really intrigues me. It's like, where did this come from then? Nobody else was in the building. The maintenance man was on the grounds. That was it.
Yeah. That was the first time, though, for me at Pennhurst that in Devon building this last time that we were there, I just felt really sad in the basement, and I didn't feel like doing anything. I literally just wanted to sit on the floor and just not cry or anything, just be there. And that was such a strange feeling. And I said it out loud to them just so that they would kind of know, because I wasn't being my normal self. And I was like, hey guys, I'm not really talking, and I'm not really sure why, but I'm not sad. I just kind of want to be. And that was really weird, but that feeling left as soon as we got out of the basement, not even out of the building, just out of the basement.
Yeah, it's amazing how some places just affect you differently that you never felt before.
Yep.
It's like you never felt like that before, but you go in this place and just certain spirits affect you. I had my daughter in one place, and she came up, we went outside and she was crying a little bit, and I'm like, what's going on? And she was in the basement, and she just felt like sadness because there were supposedly kids down there. I try to explain to her that the kids are just trying to make her feel like what they felt.
Yeah.
They're just showing her.
Yeah. I personally believe that because anytime that I've ever seen a female on an investigation, I don't know, they seem to get way more than the males do. It's like they're more open, they're empaths. I think we're a little bit more hard charging sometimes. And I like having girls on investigations because they get some wild stuff.
Yeah. So in the 10 years each you guys have done this, you're talking about, doing feelings. Have you opened yourself up a little more to accept those feelings?
I would say for me, I try not to because I'm not 100% sure what's actually trying to come through. And I'm not willing to open myself up because like I was saying, a little bit ago, I'm not convinced yet that these are spirits of dead people. And, if you go on the religious side of things, and these are demons, that's one of the theories. Well, I sure don't want to be inviting them to control my emotions. So, yeah, I would say no.
I mean, a lot of people get that. They start feeling a little more sensitive, I guess you want to call it. Some more empath, feelings. The more and more they do this.
I will say that him and I, we talk about this all the time, is that how frequently we've been doing this as of lately, that we're able to walk into a building and almost immediately tell if it's haunted or if we're going to have a good night. It's like it's immediately you feel the energy, you feel the static, and that's kind of cool. It's like a little psychic power.
Yeah.
I believe the longer you do this, if you go in, clear and level-headed and professional, with respect as well, and try to learn from your experiences. He just nailed it, because I tell anybody that asks me, I said, we are kind of becoming, I don't want to say paranormal magnets, but we are able to sense. And it's so funny because we'll walk into a place and we just don't even have to say anything. We look at each other and give this look, and then we know either this place has like no energy, or it's like, okay, this is going to be an interesting night.
Yep.
Right. That's amazing, that feeling. I always tell people that when they say I got nothing, I'm like, you wouldn't even walk in that room, man. You were scared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got an experience there. You got something.
Yes, exactly.
So what I started doing on my investigations was, before we go into place, we don't do tours, especially to pay to play places. We don't do tours. I don't want to be influenced. I don't want my team to be influenced.
Totally.
I will send one person in there with my phone, Facebook Live it, because it gives the people the opportunity to actually see the place. And I'll send them in solo. Now, they're not investigating. They're just walking the place to get a feeling.
Yep.
I said, just take a mental note, second floor, third door on the right. It felt off. Okay, we'll go investigate there. So that's what I've been doing lately, is just trying to send people in there and get that feeling,
Yep.
And you'll see it on Facebook Live. Like my brother was like, oh no, I ain't going down there. I'm like, yeah, you are, dude. Get your butt down there.
Yep.
So, no, it's cool. So stone tape theory, residual. What's the big difference?
You want to answer that one?
Well, in my opinion, they pretty much are the same. If you know about the stone tape theory, areas that have high geologic quartz, limestone, underground rivers, and aquifers. The theory is that quartz, that's not a theory. They've already proved quartz is a great
energy conductor.
Conductor, but also, what's the word I'm trying to say? It's basically like a giant computer that has all this memory storage. And if you've ever heard of the crystal skulls, I mean, they sent these skulls that they got to like MIT and some other big places, and they proved that yes, these objects can hold energies and store them. And the theory is that with quartz and limestone and underground water aquifers, that the energy from not only bad experiences like Gettysburg, okay, so say battlefields, but maybe also a very happy house that had generations of families in it.
Pause for a second.
Imprinted, and with the certain meteorological.
You guys froze up for about 30 seconds.
Oh,
stone tape, pretty much the same thing.
Okay, yeah. That's what we got. Yeah, it got quiet. Yeah, they froze up a little bit. That's fine. No, I totally lost my track of thought here. But like Gettysburg, I mean, a lot of blood was spilt.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff happened. I believe a lot of it's residual energy. Now, residual energy versus intelligent energy, I believe residual energy is just energy. They moved on but their imprint is left here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just that whole VCR just playing over and over and over and over. Mr. Skeptic over there that doesn't really believe in ghosts yet. Been doing this for 10 years, but I mean, let's go down the rabbit hole a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you think it is then? What are your theories?
Man, we could be here all day. So I have an absolutely wild mind. It's going 100 miles a minute all day. And man, I'm one of those people that, like, you give me a good conspiracy theory and you give me a little bit of proof and I'm going with you. Like, let's go to the bottom of this thing. So, I kind of believe a little bit of everything. I guess, let me rephrase that. I don't know what I believe in yet because I'm still trying to figure it out, but there's a lot of things that I have in my head from that we are living in this like more multi-dimensional, earth where I think that whatever it is able to, go between the realms, and you're just, I think I'm not really sure on the religious thing yet. I'm still trying to figure that out, but if there could be demons, but then if you go back to the book of Enoch, and it talks about all the Nephilim and the fallen children, and that's what's inhabiting earth, and that's what's like the ruler is like these half human, half angel demon babies, and they're trapped here, and that's why they're demonic, trying to take over things because they can't die and they can't go to heaven. And then you have this new theory that's coming out where all these people are saying that these UFOs are not extraterrestrial but interdimensional, and that's what they believe ghosts are, is that they just live in this other realm and that they feed on it. I was listening to that Steve Greer, I think his name is, the guy that's kind of going crazy right now with the alien stuff, and he wasn't talking about paranormal stuff, but he was talking about like whenever they one of the CIA projects that they were doing, like the Project Looking Glass and the Stargate and stuff, where they were taking people and making them do the astro projection, and they were trying to use it as like a CIA spy type of weapon. And then they were saying that when they went into this other realm, that there was these really tall shadow people, and they fed on their energy and all this. And I'm like, holy cow, that's exactly what we see inside of what instantly came to my mind was I went to Waverly, and all I saw there was just a bunch of tall shadow people, and they were sucking my batteries dry. And when you get done off like a really big investigation, you feel tapped out for a couple of days, and it's not a normal tapped out. Like, we'll go to the Reynolds Mansion and stay up all night, and I'm fine the next day. You go to a Penhurst, it feels like I'm depleted for 2 days.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I believe yet, but I do know that rarely do I get something that's like, hey, buddy, how's it going? Yeah, no, I passed on. Just don't know where I'm at. But most of the stuff that we get is like, get out, run. I'm going to kill you. And I don't understand that.
Well, I mean, we're guys. We might be threatening to them compared to other people. I don't know. But I mean, yeah, I mean, one of the theories I have, and why I'm kind of called trap souls too, is, you got the religious factor of it. When most people believe in an afterlife. What if you don't believe in an afterlife?
Yeah, I do. I definitely believe in an afterlife, and I definitely am religious, but I like near death stuff. Man, that fascinates me so much. And just everyone on earth that dies, regardless of, religion, culture, they're all kind of seeing the same thing. And even science is going like, I don't know. And they're doing is, tossing out theories too. Like, oh, it's like your pituitary gland shooting extra, whatever. And that's like your final death, goodbye. But, so I don't know. I do believe that there's an afterlife. And we were talking about this the other night when we were in the woods. I made a joke. I was like, man, how bad would that suck? This was like a booming mining town. And then it just, got overrun by the woods after it was abandoned. Like, how bad would that suck to be alive and then you die there and all of a sudden you're just trapped in the middle of the woods, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I mean, that's another theory. Like, some people believe spirits can go back and forth where they want to. I do believe some spirits are confined to certain spaces. You talk like Trans-Allegheny. They have their certain spirits are always there. Maybe they like it there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about places, so I'm gonna give a little shout out. We have like the owner convention right here. We have Cindy who owns the Ross House. She's on right now. We have the Cabin on 360 and the Aurora Brothel. It's like everybody who owns a building's coming on.
I actually just started following the Ross House the other day.
Oh man, Cindy. I mean, Cindy's a trip. You can go down and investigate and just talk to Cindy the whole time. It's worth it. I mean,
Right on.
she's unbelievable.
That's one of the greatest things I think from our combined experience. And we've talked about this. We have met some of the best people, just investigating, and they're just like us. They're curious, they're intelligent, and they're like, a lot of people will. And I'm like, what got you into this? Well, I had this experience, and so it's like a community, and I would say there's a good and a bad community involved in the paranormal research field.
Right.
There are those that just do it because they're having fun. They like to meet people and get along. But then there's the flip side. If you've ever heard of para-unity, which I think is a joke.
Oh, you froze. You said para-unity froze.
There we are.
There. So
There.
I'm sorry, Ryan. Getting back to para-unity, some of the people in my experience that push para-unity loud and clear are those who will, turn around and stab you in the back.
Right.
Because you might be taking views from them or something, And I've experienced that firsthand.
It's getting better, I believe. I mean, para-unity like a year and a half ago was a big topic. I believe it's on the upside right now. I'm a big believer in it because I do work with a lot of other groups. I mean, mainly because I have this podcast and I get invited everywhere now for some people. Reason people like me. I don't know the reason why, but they invite me. So I go. So I think, but I always say this on all my podcasts, just like living people. You click with some people, you don't click with people.
Exactly.
You can investigate with me. You don't like the way I investigate. Mm-hmm. It's not that you hate me. It's just that you don't want to investigate with me.
Yeah.
I'm not your cup of tea, but people take that like, if I don't want to investigate with you, and then you're going to be like, oh, he's an a-hole, he doesn't want to hang out with us. And no, it's just not, we just don't it's not the same thing. It's just like your friends.
Mm-hmm. I think we have a really good dynamic between the two of us because we are almost polar opposites when it comes to how we investigate. He is kind of I call him like the paranormal nerd. He knows everything about the paranormal and,
everything.
And he knows a whole lot. He knows all the theories behind it. And I think a lot of it for me, if I were to be really honest, just being in the military for how long I was and then retiring just recently is like, I just want to go see some wild shit and then see why it happened, and but I have fun and I'm respectful, but at the end of the day, it's still an adrenaline rush, no matter who's doing it.
We're both in the military.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Yeah, he retired from it. We were both in the Army. He retired. I did my tour and got out.
That's where our name came from. It's like the GIs. It's a spin-off, military.
That's why I figured. Yeah. That's why I made that thumbnail with the flags and all that stuff. So
that was very nice. Yeah,
really
thank you.
I have this up here.
I just was looking at that. Yeah, and that's really awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was trying to get lit up, but it wasn't working. So it's just up there right now. My son's in the Air Force right now. He just went in last year. So
okay,
congrats, man.
Yep, congrats.
Right.
So, I don't know if Voodoo Torres. He's a computer guy, but hey, whatever.
He still raised his hand and joined.
Yep. He volunteered. So
1% of America.
Surprised the heck out of us. He just came home. He's like, I'm gonna join the Air Force. And we're like, what?
Yep. My nephew actually just signed his papers at MEPS last week, and kind of the same thing. He came home, Air Force as well, and told my sister like, "Hey, I'm going to join the Air Force," and she was like,
"Here we go again." I think we found both of our experiences with the military and some practice, just figuring each other out how we investigate. It has definitely helped with the discipline of, planning, setting up an investigation, actually carrying it out. And yeah, I mean, even after 18 months, we still have a few kinks here and there, but personality wise, the three of us get along great. It's just very professional and it's fun as well. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, especially military. I mean, you guys plan. I mean, that's part of military. Have each other's backs,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and one thing in the paranormal, had always on a swivel, right?
Totally.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, you guys are gonna catch a lot of stuff because I guarantee you guys are looking around everywhere. So
some nights more than others.
Yes.
yeah, I mean, it depends where you're at too. So
Yep.
yeah, I mean, it's
Actually, just speaking about like where we're at, so that's kind of what we've been focusing on for two reasons. What I'm about to say is, so we are hyper focused on folklore locations for two reasons. One, I think that they're just a lot of fun because it's that off the beaten path. Not everyone goes there. It's there hasn't been 7 groups in the last weeks just since you've been there, ruining all the energy and not that those big places aren't fun, like the Disneylands of the paranormal. But, like we're going to the places where, the town since the beginning of time has been like, man, that building's haunted. We're like, let's go check that out then and let them know. And then on the flip side of that, it's also free,
Yeah.
So that, there's 2 cons to it, or I mean, 2 pros to it. But the con to it is, for paranormal content, when you're trying to like really get viewers, going into an old house is definitely not as, exhilarating as going to your Trans-Allegheny or your, Waverly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a kind of a give and take of, you got to kind of buy what we're into. And we're just going to have a good time and show you what we saw. And we're going to debunk what we did, or we're going to attempt to debunk what we find. And we're going to present the evidence in a fun way.
Yeah.
And hopefully that you enjoy watching it.
And Steve does a great job. We're very good friends with a local historian here, and a lot of our investigations here in Bellefonte, nobody has ever been invited in to investigate these places. So, yeah, I mean, we're the first shot at it, and Steve has been doing a great job. We try to keep it entertaining and also throw some history because, so yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of history, and when we can be invited into a place that's never been investigated, I mean, we're tapping the place for the first time and we're thrilled. It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
It's definitely the double unknown. You're always investigating the unknown. Now you're going into the unknown to investigate the unknown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most shocking unknown that we've been to is there was a school administration, a district school administrative building, like where the superintendent works, and all the other people that run the operation. Anyway, it's in an old church, and everyone in this town has always told me that it's haunted, but no one knows why. And I couldn't find anything on it, no history on the internet. You can't even Google it. Like when you Google it, all right, yeah. So when we went in there, and it was pretty nonstop activity, and we were definitely the first people to ever investigate. I got the flashlight in my pocket pulled. You can see it clear on camera. We got a voice in the basement that was just the most growly get out you've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
We got a woman screaming on camera, a lot of intelligent activity. We got this EVP that was on only one of our camera when 2 of them were rolling that says like, hurry, run, get out. And it's like, but the whole night was like that. And and that's what I really enjoyed, people were like, there's no way that's haunted. That's like an active school building. And then you go in there and you're like, check this out,
Yeah. Oh, and then a very probably 3-inch thick, heavy wooden fire door.
Oh yeah,
that just like opened and slammed on its own, and there was no one even on it. This was in the basement, so yeah, it was definitely a crazy place.
The best part about that investigation, though, is the superintendent did not believe in ghosts. And then after the day, we told him, hey, if we come here, we could wake up some activity. And he was like, well, if I don't believe in ghosts, I'm not worried about the activity. We left late at night, early in the morning, whatever. And then they came in the next morning. So I think we did it on like a Tuesday at 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning. Everyone's phone in the entire building, regardless of their provider, went into EOS emergency mode. And freaking, they had all kind of computer problems. And then the superintendent later in that week was on a webcam call. And the person that was on the conference call with them was like, hey, I think someone's trying to play a joke on you. There's a woman standing in like colonial clothes behind you. And he was like, what? And he turned around and she disappeared. And then he had another incident. And now he wants to sell the building.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're talking a PhD, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
a PhD. So when they start saying, what's going on, and yeah, just a crazy place that place is.
Yep.
Yeah, Alme says a lot of old churches have deep, dark secrets inside them, which is weird. You always think church, that's a lot of safe places for a lot of people, but these
Mhm.
old churches are pretty haunted.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm learning some weird things about churches and religion at the moment.
Yeah. We'll get into some generic questions. I mean, you guys talk about equipment. You like going old school, which I love. I still have my original digital recorder. I think it was like $20 on at Walmart. Love it.
Yep.
I do have all the gadgets. Spend a lot of money on stuff I don't use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you.
We have whole totes full of stuff we don't use.
Yeah, I mean, to
Some
get into
really-
more modern equipment, what do you recommend? What do you like using?
I think we both have our favorites. Me personally, I could go into an investigation. If I could only take one thing, I'm taking a spirit box, but I'm only going to take a spirit box that I take the antenna out of. That's how I use mine. I feel like it's a lot more credible that way. You don't get all that radio interference. But I've gotten the most intelligent and consistent responses out of a spirit box than anything else. And that is the one piece of equipment, like as the non-believer or whatever, there's been a lot of things that I just cannot explain. Actually, to the point where we're trying, we're trying something new because we have been getting our names called so much that I was like, hey, let's start going by fake names and see if they still call us by our real names to see if we're being followed by something, like we have an attachment, or if like it really is an intelligent, like I started using the name Frank. My name's Steve. So if I get the name Frank, man, that's kind of an intelligent, spirit there. But if I get the name Steve, man, maybe I should do some cleansing.
Well, my favorites. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'll say, what's yours?
Definitely a good electronic voice recorder. I've had some phenomenal responses on that. And
Phasma box.
The Phasma box app. I'm telling you that I've been so impressed with that from day one. And I know they had some issues because when Windows 11 came out, it would not jive with Windows 11. So I guess they have them worked out now, thank God, because Phasma box is my go-to. I love it. And as Steve was saying about how we're changing our names, just to see if we can add just a little bit more legitimacy to maybe somebody calling out our name. We were at Penhurst, and he goes by Frank.
You went by Bob.
I go by Bob, and we went to the basement of the infirmary building at Penhurst. Clearly got a male response. Hi, Bob.
Yep.
I mean, like, snap your thumb, and we're just like,
and then it called him Bob for the rest of the night.
Yeah,
it was really crazy. Well, what's really funny too is I think that he had to go upstairs and get a piece of equipment, and I think it followed him out of the basement because I was down there with Brian and our camera guy and crew member. I don't like calling him camera guy, and anyway, we were getting all kind of intelligent responses, and then Keith was like, hey, I got to go upstairs and go grab something. I forgot. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, when he left, all the responses stopped. But as he walked upstairs, we had a motion sensor out in the hallway. That thing went off. And then while he was upstairs, his headlamp went off. And then when he came back down, the activity ramped back up again. I was like, I think something's following you, man.
Well, and then right before I hooked back up with them, when I came back downstairs, my headlight died upstairs. I come down the steps with my hand flashlight and walked, and I thought I walked into a cobweb. And I said, oh, okay, no big deal. So they came out, hey, what happened? And I said, I think I walked into a cobweb. So we looked all over the place. There was no cobweb there. I said, all right, had to be a cobweb. Look at the top of my shirt. You know how the little cobweb will stick to your shirt. There was nothing. And then Steve said, look at the hair on your arm. And I looked down, and it was all standing up. So, I mean, that's when you throw in bits and pieces like that and add them all together, that's just the meat and potatoes as far as I'm concerned.